Hey guys, how you doing? It's Coach Scott with Purple Wave Chemistry again. Hey, let's get going. Uh, so anyway, I wanted to talk real quick about adding on some things we can gather and continue to do, even with a graph like what we got here. And this is a mass versus volume graph, and so that's pretty cool. Uh, let's see what we've got. Say I gave you a question, right? Say I gave you a question like this. All right, after looking at this graph, you had a piece of this metal, and of course we know it's a metal, or it's a solid anyway, because the density, the slope, is greater than 1. All right, so, it's probably not a liquid, probably not a gas. All right, say that you had let's look at substance B. Substance B's got a slope of 8, or a density of 8.53 grams per cubic centimeter. So you have a piece of, let's say, mass of B is 9.84 grams. Okay. And you were to take it through a roller mill, right, 2-roll mill, and you were to make it a thin sheet. Now this thin sheet, let me put B here so we know what we're talking about. This thin sheet has a length of, let's say, 36 centimeters, and it's got a width of, it's pretty thin. Let's say it's 24 centimeters. Now it's a good rectangle, right? So what would be the volume of this sheet? And again, I'm going to give you, when we take any type of exam, we'll have a formula sheet. So what would be the volume of the sheet of metal? Okay, so I got mass. And if I go up here, I'll see what the density is. It's 8.53. I'm going to say D of B. D for density is 8.53 grams G over cubic centimeters. Okay, so let's see. Our formula for density is density equals mass over volume. Now I can look at the unit for density and see that. I've got grams, which I know is a mass unit, and I've over for every 1 cubic centimeter, right? That's your volume unit. So I want to find my V. So I'm going to solve it this way. I want to find D. So first thing I'm going to do is multiply. Let's go to blue. All right, I'm going to first multiply by V. All right, and that'll get that one out of the bottom. That means I got to multiply there. So VD equal M. Well, I want to find volume, so now I've got to divide this side by D, which means I got to divide this side by D. So V equals mass over density. Okay, cool. So now to find the volume, I know my mass. Let's see. It's 9.84. So volume equals 9.84 grams over 8.53 grams per cubic centimeter. So I'm dividing. I've got 3 sig figs in the mass. I got 3 sig figs in the density. So how many sig figs would I report? Well, I'd report 3 sig figs. So let's do the math. 9.84 grams divided by 8.53 grams per cubic centimeter. And I get a big number. See what I'm going to write down exactly what I got. So V equal 1.1535756 cubic centimeters. Well, that's what my calculator said. I'm not going to report that. I'm going to report that to the correct number of sig figs. So I divided 3 sig figs by 3 sig figs. So my volume is going to be 1.15, there's 3. Look to the right, that's a 3, so I'm going to leave it alone. 1.15 cubic centimeters. That would give me a good answer for that first question. Okay? So, I know what the volume is. Now I need to next calculate the thickness. Okay, so I've got a thin sheet. So I look over here and I know that area is length times width. Alright, so I got length, I got width. So what's my area? Alright, 36 times 24, I get 864 square centimeters. Now I'm going to go ahead and, because I'm not reporting area, I'm trying to find the thickness or the height. So I'm going to keep it at what it is, centimeters squared. And I know that volume is length times width times height, or volume is area times height. I know my area and I know my volume. How do I find my height? Okay. So V, if I divide the volume by the area, I'm going to get the height or the thickness. I got those. So I'm going to put my 1.15 cubic centimeters and divide by my area, 864 square centimeters, and that'll give me my thickness or my height. Let's do it. 1.15 divided by 864. Whoa! Let's see what I got. So my height, I'm going to put my height on the left because I like seeing it like that. I got 0.00, oh, this is thin, 133,101. Okay, that's enough. And of course, that would be centimeters. Centimeters cubed divided by centimeters squared is centimeters. So, how many sig figs? I had 3 right there. I've got, we can make an argument for 2. Let's do 3. All right. So let's see. Beginning is never. Middle is always. The end. There's nothing in the end. That's in the 0. But let's see here. Let's start counting. Those are not significant. Let's do 2 sig figs. And well, let's do 3. Let's do 3 because I did the multiplication with 864 or the division with 864. Let's go with it. So 3 sig figs. So I'm going to report the height or the thickness of this metal is 0.00133 centimeters. Now, if you were to use 860 here, I'd be okay with 2. All right. And if I saw it, you'd get the credit. So my height is 0.00133 centimeters, or I could report it like this: 1.33 times 10 to the minus 3 centimeters, and that shows my 3 significant figures right there, and that's fine. Okay, so that's how we can use data that we get from our graph and some other information. It's similar to what we did in our little lab with the tin foil, and we can tell how thick something is without a vernier caliper just by using density and what we know about volume and area. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, this is Coach Scott. I think if you watch these videos, you'll be well prepared. You will have a great understanding of what we covered in Unit 1, and wish you the best and hope everybody makes 100. So this is Coach Scott saying have a great evening, and Hallabaloo, connect.